Oh, man. I put out a tweet about 20 minutes ago. And I'm watching SmackDown Live. And I ask everybody on Twitter, what should I put in the thumbnail for tonight's SmackDown podcast? I think the overwhelming winner in all of this, just by looking at the tweets in this thread, were a shit emoji. Now, I don't want to use a shit emoji because, in my eyes, I think YouTube is going to look at that and think it's derogatory, and I don't want to take any risks in getting my video demonetized. But just by that, you can see what people's feelings are towards this show. Another show, another week, 30 minutes of Shane McMahon, 30 minutes to start this show. You have 2 hours of SmackDown Live, and 30 minutes of it is taken up by Shane McMahon. Roman Reigns wasn't even there tonight, so I can't even put the blame on Roman Reigns. I think tonight was the first night Roman Reigns did not appear on SmackDown Live with the wild card rule. Now, he did appear in a video package, but he physically wasn't there on tonight's show. So I guess I can't complain too much. But it goes back to what we said last night. Shane McMahon is featured on Raw and SmackDown tonight. 30 minutes of Shane McMahon. And look at all the talents that you don't have on these shows. Aleister Black is still sitting in a black room waiting for someone to pick a fight with him. Buddy Murphy has gone missing. Rusev might as well be unemployed. Where the fuck is Nakamura? Where is Buddy Murphy? Why haven't the War Raiders been on these shows? Why aren't Asuka and Kairi Sane being featured as your top women on this show? Why is Ember Moon reading magazines? Shane McMahon got 30 minutes. I don't want to give you guys nightmares before we begin the review tonight, but I texted my buddy Jesse. We both complained about Shane McMahon being on this show, on Raw, on SmackDown. Just an overabundance of Shane McMahon. Legitimately, when Shane McMahon comes on TV, I either reach for the remote and mute it, and I look on my phone or on my iPad, or I just walk away. It legitimately offers nothing to this viewer. And I threw it out there to him. Imagine Shane McMahon becomes the WWE champion. After everything that he's done, he beat Roman Reigns. He said it on Monday. Roman Reigns is the standard bearer. He's the bar for everything that is WWE. He beat The Miz tonight in an impromptu match. Again, he is now 3-0 against The Miz. Who's to say Shane McMahon is not number one contender for the WWE Championship? Who's to say by the time we get to October that Shane McMahon is not the WWE Champion on the debut episode of SmackDown Live on Fox Sports? If I am a betting man, there is a high probability of that same scenario happening in October. AEW cannot come fast enough. This is your SmackDown podcast. I don't even know what the fuck to talk about, man. We're going to go over this show. Nothing of importance happened. Another boring episode. You guys rather watch me. I can't even begin to tell you how many people said, JD, you were more entertaining than all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I appreciate your guys' kind words. I do what I can, even with a strained voice. So we'll see what happens here. But thank you guys so much for joining me here on the podcast. I did upload earlier today. I wasn't going to upload until YouTube fixed its monetization issues. Apparently people were getting an error 13 when they went to upload. And if you guys got this error message, apparently ads were being shown, but ads were not playing, meaning that all the ads that are on the video are not playing and you're not getting paid. And I didn't really want that to happen because you better fucking believe if I'm sitting here talking about this show, I better get fucking paid. No question. So it did not affect my video earlier today, which you can see right there. Did Bray Wyatt take shots at Jon Moxley on Raw during Firefly Funhouse? You guys seen it again tonight. We talk about it. And we talked about it today on Off the Script. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Speaking of Off the Script, if you missed episode 277, we talk about Jon Moxley winning the IWGP United States Championship. We talk about Super Letdown. Super Letdown with Goldberg and The Undertaker. That is last weekend's show. And on Monday, were you even watching Raw with E3 and the NBA Finals on? The answer is no. The answer is no. WWE acquired a 1.9 rating in the third hour, which accumulated to barely a 2.0 average on Raw. Good. Good. Let me see all the fucking apologists complain, oh, well, the NBA Finals were on and people were watching E3. These things happen every single year. If WWE put on a better program and WWE featured less of Shane McMahon and WWE gave us shit that we actually found important, and if WWE gave us shit that we actually cared about, maybe more people would watch the show. How about that? Not really that difficult to come up with a solution, right? To fix your ratings, book a better TV show. I know you guys weren't watching Raw, and I could tell just by looking at the video's analytics. Nobody gives a shit. If you missed anything, it's on the channel. Go and check it out. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys want to support the podcast via Patreon, patreon.com/JD from NY206. It's completely optional, and you guys get exclusive content not available on YouTube. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by The Ridge. Father's Day is coming up. You guys getting your father anything nice for Father's Day? I certainly hope so. And if you guys are stuck and wondering, what could I get my dad for Father's Day? How about The Ridge? The Ridge is definitely something that I would recommend, and I'm going to give you 10% off. Ridge.com/script. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 10% off. I showed my dad The Ridge. He loved it. I'm thinking about getting him one for Father's Day as well. And the funny thing is, I've been to several bars over the past couple of weekends, and the shit that I see from men sitting at the bar and how they pull their IDs out and how they pull out their credit cards to pay for their beverages, I'm looking at these people sitting right next to me or across from me, and I'm looking at them like they got 6 heads. I look at them, and their wallet is nothing more than a paperclip. A legitimate paperclip. And I'm over here, I'm pulling out my Ridge wallet, and I'm looking cool, and I'm feeling good about myself. This is what you should be doing, man. Don't be this goon sitting next to me, pulling out a paperclip to hold all your credit cards and your ID and your money. Go get yourself a durable wallet like The Ridge. TheRidge.com/script. Code SCRIPT at checkout for 10% off. Monday Night Raw started off tonight with The Miz. The Miz and Miz TV. His guests were Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre, and Elias. Oh, but JD, it's Tuesday. It's SmackDown Live and not Monday Night Raw. It's the blue brand and not the red brand. Folks, I can't tell the difference anymore. I really can't. I could legitimately do this and change it to this. And none of you will even bat an eyelash. WWE doesn't care. So why the fuck should I? You see all those superstars on the right-hand side? Doesn't matter. Because the wild card rule is in effect. I could leave this up for the rest of the fucking show. It wouldn't make a lick of a difference. The Miz is in the ring and says he has to follow the script tonight. I have a groundbreaking television event a special episode of Ms. TV. And by the way, I have to change this back because I do have OCD, and looking at it when I know it's not Raw is driving me crazy. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. A little fun fact about me. I need things to be particular. Moving on. He introduced Drew McIntyre. Out comes the Scottish psychopath. Then he interviews the best in the world. And he says, I'm sorry, my cards had smudges on them. I think it says the pest. P-E-S-T. Pest. Like a fucking cockroach. Pest in the world. Then he hesitated again. Kids are laughing. People are cheering. So he introduces Shane McMahon as the pest in the world. Out comes Shane. And then Elias comes out because Shane wants a musical performance to be played. SmackDown Live's greatest acquisition is there to fill our ears with melodic tones. Elias on electric guitar. So we got all three of these fucking clowns on Miz TV. Shane danced, and they replayed highlights of Shane pinning Roman Reigns because once wasn't enough. And Shane said Miz messed up his dummy card, meaning the script. So we asked Rick Hamilton to introduce Shane with proper words and enthusiasm. Enthusiasm does not exist when Shane McMahon is on TV 2 nights in a row, taking up an hour of television combined between Raw and SmackDown. So Shane took control of the show, and Miz's body language was the way I usually sit when I watch these shows. Not a fucking care in the world. He indicated he wants no part of this, said The Miz. Shane said Reigns shouldn't feel bad for losing to the best in the world, or the breast in the world, however you want to go about calling him. The breast in the world. I actually like that better than the pest in the world. It's got a nice ring to it. The breast in the world. Elias played some guitar notes. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. Shane was very excited when he heard these melodic tones coming from Elias's Fender. Miz said Shane should realize that all of his accomplishments are tainted. Roman Reigns' accomplishments are tainted too because he was handed all of his accomplishments. Throw that out there, make you a little salty on Tuesday night. Oh, but JD! Fuck you. Miz unleashed on Shane, winning the World Cup and beating him at WrestleMania and Money in the Bank. Said Reigns systematically destroyed him at Super Showdown until Drew interfered. Now, the only thing that was systematically destroyed was my excitement for WWE programming, especially this week. Not Super Showdown. My feelings and my heart and my desire to watch this show was systematically fucking destroyed. Shane said tomato. Oh, tomato. I'm sorry. Look at me, man. I'm a fucking idiot on SmackDown Live. Tomato. Who talks like that? Really? Who says that? I have never encountered one person in my entire life that said that phrase. Tomato. Are you fucking kidding me? And this guy has 30 minutes of a segment to open a 2-hour show. So, we seen a clip of Saxton asking Roman at Super Showdown about whether it will haunt him that he lost to Shane, and then Reigns said Shane only got this win because someone gave it to him. Really, Roman, it sounds familiar. Didn't Vince give you 4 WrestleMania main events in a row? You should know a thing or two about people giving you something. Anyway, it will haunt him because he lost to Shane. These shows haunt my nightmares every fucking week. So, Shane was handed everything in life, just like all his successes in life. Says he's going to kick his ass and take names, beginning with Drew. Oh, now I know where Michael Cole got that from. He said that like 4 times last night. We're about to see some ass kicked and some names taken or some shit like that. Or Roman Reigns is about to kick ass and take names. Who says that? If I'm a commentator, those words are not coming out of my mouth. Miz says it's a shame Drew's potential is being wasted. Drew's? Drew's potential is wasted. What about the other 60% of the roster sitting in the back? Titus is fucking overflowing with people. He can't feed them all. So Drew's potential is being wasted. I don't give a fuck about this review anymore. And he's Shane's lackey. He said Shane will use him and then stab him in the back when he doesn't need him anymore. He said he helped him achieve his dream of becoming a tag team champion, yet he stabbed me in the back. So imagine what he will do to you. Shane says it's clear that Miz harbors resentment. Shane says he's undefeated against both Miz and Reigns. Miz then said, you do understand that there is nothing special about you. You're a talentless hack that won the lottery by being born a McMahon. Shane said Miz was born into a genetic cesspool that shares DNA with a baked potato. Did this baked potato come from Titus Catering? Was it nicely ovened? Maybe some chives, some sharp cheddar cheese, some bacon bits, a dollop of sour cream? Sounds good to me, man. I'd rather fucking eat that baked potato than watch 2 hours of fucking SmackDown Live. So he then egged on the Miz. You want to fight me? You want to fight me? So if you want to get to me, I got a nice little proposition for you. He said there's 2 conditions. First, you got to beat Elias. Then you got to beat Drew. If you do that, I'll grant you your dream match once again, and you can have your shot at the best in the world. Shane then said the match with Elias starts right now. And of course, The Miz conducted Miz TV in his wrestling gear, so we knew this was leading to something as far as a wrestling match goes. So we got Elias versus The Miz. The Miz beats Elias in 3 minutes. Loser is Elias. See a lot of people on social media saying Elias deserves better. He's deserved better fucking 2.5 years ago. Now he's nothing more than a fucking jobber who plays electric guitar. Skull-crushing finale for the 3 count after the big flying elbow off the top rope that Elias went for missed. Miz followed up with a skull-crushing finale for the 3 count and right into a match with Drew McIntyre. This one went double the amount of time than the Elias match. And guess what? The Miz lost. The Miz did not beat Drew McIntyre because why the fuck would he when Drew McIntyre has a match with Roman Reigns at Stomping Ground? Wouldn't make much sense now. So he ate a Glasgow kiss and then a Claymore kick, and that was pretty much it. After the match, Shane punched away at The Miz, and apparently they had an impromptu match. Miz made a quick comeback, punched away at Shane, and Shane ducked to block a skull-crushing finale and shot Miz into the top rope. Shane then applied the triangle and Miz tapped out. Drew put Shane on his shoulders for an over-the-top celebration. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but on Shane McMahon's left arm, he was absolutely bruised all the way down his arm. I don't know how that happened. You can add that to the fucking list of things going on with Shane McMahon. Not only is he sweating bullets by cutting a promo, he looks absolutely gassed while cutting a promo, as if he just worked a fucking 20-minute match, and now he's bruised up and down his arm. From what? I don't know. Guarantee you, WWE is lining Shane McMahon up to be WWE champion by the time they move to Fox Sports. How many people will watch SmackDown Live with AEW on the same month on TNT as Shane McMahon is WWE champion? Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to do it. This was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. How are we supposed to differentiate SmackDown from Raw when this is nothing more than the same shit that we seen on Monday? Please, if you agree with Shane McMahon being on television, you need mental help. Seek assistance and get the fuck out of the community. You are exactly what's wrong with everything that is WWE right now. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they're in the back. They handed Ember Moon a stack of Mandy's magazine, which they did 2 weeks ago. Apparently, they're still pushing this fucking thing. I thought that we did this already. And they're still doing the same skit over and over and over again. So Moon says she saw what they did to Carmella last week. DeVille said Carmella didn't deserve to be in the match. Mandy said she beat her 2 weeks ago, and DeVille is about to do the same. Sonya knocked the magazines out of Moon's hand and got in her face. Mandy then pulled her away. Moon threw a fit, and she started throwing some trash pails. That's where her fucking career is on SmackDown Live, in the fucking trash pail. Daniel Bryan came out. Finally, someone I actually like seeing on this show, and someone who isn't being shoved down our throat with this wild card rule. Bryan and Rowan come down, and they are hopefully about to wrestle. I'd like to see Daniel Bryan wrestle. I'd like to see the tag team division be built up once again with them being the tag team champions. None of that happened. Bryan said the fans are in for a real treat because the planet's tag team champions are about to put their titles on the line against the YOLO County tag team champions. Now, this was a joke, clearly. They stood there, two jobbers, and they had paper or cardboard tag team championships, mock tag team championships. Now, one of the guys that was in this skit was the same guy that did the voiceovers for WWE 2K19. He played Buzz in WWE 2K19 My Career Mode. I forgot his name, but he was there. He was one of the jobbers here holding the cardboard fake mock tag team championships, the YOLO tag team championships. In fact, the YOLO tag team championships probably have just as much, if not more value than both the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships combined. Just based on the way the fucking divisions are being booked. I know everybody agrees with me. Everybody agrees with me. Those fucking cardboard tag team championships are probably more valuable than every championship in WWE right now. Especially the women's tag team championships. So, fans are chanting YOLO, YOLO. Heavy Machinery comes out. Tucker said it's clear Bryan and Rowan are still trying to duck them. Otis said they're cowards. Tucker said they're blue-collar solid, and if they got a title shot, they'd actually become the tag team champions. Bryan said that's cool. Cool speech there, boys. But you haven't done anything to earn an opportunity at the tag team titles. Oh my God, legit truth. Oh my goodness. Someone said something that made sense on these shows. Holy shit. Bryan said that Heavy Machinery hasn't done anything to earn an opportunity at the tag team titles. Now I wish WWE would take what Daniel Bryan said and apply it to 98% of the rest of the shit that they book. So Heavy Machinery was gloated into fighting the YOLO Tag Team Champions. Otis accepted. 2 minutes, trash compactor. That was it. They beat these guys in 2 minutes. And that was pretty much it. I'm assuming we're going to get this match at Stomping Ground because WWE needs to fill out the rest of that card with something. And this is probably, out of everything that's already booked, the one match I'm looking forward to because you know why? It's not a fucking rematch. I actually like, and I'm going to say this just as a side note, I like enhancement talent on these shows. Quick 2 or 3 minutes with a team like Heavy Machinery or a talent like an Aleister Black. Anybody. I enjoy enhancement talent matches because it allows said team like Heavy Machinery or said talent to get their shit in. You see their charisma, you see their attitude, you see their moveset. They're a little bit more comfortable. They're a little bit more free. They're able to do a little bit more to show you what they're made of. I like that. That's exactly what these NXT talents should have been doing on their way up instead of sitting around for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row not being used. Imagine if Heavy Machinery or the War Raiders were given enhancement talents every other week. It doesn't got to be every week. Otherwise, we get played out. And you get to see what they're made of. How differently you would think of the War Raiders if you've seen them do their big power moves on two guys like this. I think it's great. We should see more of that, and it's like I'm speaking to a fucking wall. I know it's not going to happen, but regardless, I like that, and I think it is definitely something that these shows should invest their time in from time to time. Sonya Deville, and Carmella. This one went 5 minutes. Completely boring. Who cares? Who cares? What are they fighting over? Whatever happened at Money in the Bank is still lingering. And there's no end in sight. I knew why they were fighting coming out of Money in the Bank. But why am I caring about what happened then, now? With Carmella, Mandy, and Sonya. I don't get it. The crowd didn't give a shit about this either. So Carmella got the, what's her finishing move called? The Code of Silence. Carmella got the Code of Silence on Sonya Deville. And Mandy Rose propped Sonya Deville's foot on the bottom rope and caused the rope break. Carmella was like, you fucking bitch. So she chased Mandy Rose around the ringside, and it looked terrible because at any given moment, Carmella could have easily grabbed Mandy Rose. She was running in fucking high heels. And she got away from Carmella, who's in her wrestling gear. So Mandy got away. And when Carmella re-entered the ring, Mandy escaped. Deville connected with a step-up knee strike and pinned Carmella in 5 minutes. There you go. Speaking of Carmella, R-Truth before this. I actually skipped ahead. Not like it really fucking matters anyway. The 24/7 segment tonight, featuring R-Truth and Carmella, they were trying to leave the arena. Truth says it's exhausting being the 7-Eleven champion. 7-Eleven champ. Actually, him being a 7-Eleven champion is probably more valuable than being the 24/7 champion. Seriously. Make sure you grab me one of them fucking chicken sticks. That's probably 6 days old. Probably worth more than the fucking title you're holding around your waist. Anyway, he said he won his title back at 47,000 feet Celsius. He said he then bonded with challengers in an elevator and they turned on him in the same night. The 7-Eleven championship is ruining his life, but he can't let it go. They heard a noise, panicked, and Carmella hid Truth in a storage crate. Locked it, and she told him to be quiet. In walks Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal was walking by, and he heard Truth banging on the crate. He was inside the crate. Now, a producer goon comes over and tells Carmella that she had to get ready for her match with Sonya Deville. So, Jinder Mahal is desperately trying to find something to prop this crate open with. He's disguising his voice as Carmella. And he's like, don't worry, I'll be right back. I'll get you out of this. He's looking for a crowbar to prop this thing open. So that was where we were here with Jinder Mahal. Alexa Bliss. Yes, I know, exhilarating stuff. I can't fucking wait to tell you its conclusion. Meanwhile, AEW is about to blow everybody away with weekly television in October. And, you know, obviously they got a few stops on the way there. And we got R-Truth hiding in a fucking storage crate with Jinder Mahal, who, by the way, if you haven't noticed, is a former WWE champion. Imagine that. Alexa Bliss is drinking coffee. I needed about 8 of them to stay awake for this show. In walked Nikki Cross. Alexa asked if she was okay. Nikki asked why she asked. Alexa said after Nikki accidentally interfered to cause Bayley to lose in her hometown, a lot of nasty things were said on social media about her. She said Bayley liked it. Bliss said she blocked Bayley a long time ago. Yes, legitimately blocked. Because Bayley and Sasha are one, and they can't stand Alexa Bliss. Real life. Real life. It has nothing to do about what you're seeing on TV, folks. It's not some weird, fucking, stupid, silly storyline. This is legitimate. They hate Alexa Bliss, and Alexa hates them. So there you go. Which makes me wonder why they're doing this. I feel like even this now has Sasha Banks implications. I would not be surprised if Alexa Bliss wins the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. That's just me. Not like there's a fucking division anyway. Not like there's separate brands anyway. What difference does it make? I think WWE is finding ways to continue to take shots at Sasha Banks. I hope I am wrong. So, Bliss says she blocked Bayley a long time ago. She said Bayley is supposed to be a friendly hugger, but in reality, she's like everyone who has called Nikki weird and a misfit and an outcast and friendless. Bliss apologized and said, words hurt. Words hurt. You know, I can't stand this negativity on social media. So Bliss apologized and said words hurt. She said she secured Nikki a match against Bayley tonight. Bliss advised her to look across the ring and see the faces of all the bullies who see her on social media. Don't hold back. Nikki nodded in approval. Wow. Awesome. Man, the days of Ronda Rousey and legitimacy are long gone. Like dust in the wind. Gone. Now we got this fucking stupid shit. Imagine, Alexa Bliss wins the fucking SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I'm waiting. I'm anticipating it happening. I know. Because why the fuck would she be there when she's done nothing to even warrant a title shot? She's not even on the fucking brand. We'll see. The days of our lives keep turning. New Day's in the ring. Oh my goodness, man. This went on what seemed like forever. And I love all these guys involved. I really do. And I hurt just saying that I just legitimately do not care. I don't care about any of this. Biggie is back. Wow, what a celebration. Biggie is back. He was away for 2 months. He's back. Like he was gone for 2 fucking years. He's back. He said the way things are going, if he had a title return for every return, he'd be Charlotte Flair. Bazinga. There you go. By the way, thoughts and prayers go out to Andrade. His mother passed away while he was in Saudi Arabia. God, that's got to be fucking terrible. While he was at Super Showdown, hours after Super Showdown, Andrade's mother passed away. And God knows what that man was thinking, knowing that he was halfway across the fucking globe and there was nothing that he could do. I don't know the extent of the situation, but the reason why Andrade was not on the show, or Charlotte was not on the show, because they're linked together, they're a couple, that is the reason. Because Andrade's mother passed away and she was with him in this time of need. So my thoughts and prayers go out to his entire family. Terrible, terrible, terrible situation. And the fact that he had to be over there while this was happening back in the States, just an awful situation, man. So thoughts and prayers go out to Andrade. So Kofi said that is a booking joke. Big E seemed offended. Kofi said Big E was talking about booking a flight to Charlotte. Xavier interrupted the awkwardness to say that they have a match tonight together for the first time in months. Meanwhile, I know Xavier Woods is probably thinking, man, I wish I was E3. Or I wish I was at E3 with Dank Ops and Kenny Omega and everybody else that I was fucking photographing myself with the night before. So, he said he wants to win quickly so he could get back to E3. He didn't even want to be there. He listed their opponents. He went down Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. They talked up winning and their winning record. Kofi said he's going to beat Dolph Ziggler at Stomping Ground in a cage. He said Ziggler won't be able to run from him and he will remain champion. They sang and gyrated and did the fucking usual New Day thing. Out comes Ziggler. Ziggler says he put Kofi on a pedestal and told the world he hadn't heard everything he got and he betrayed him. He said he betrayed each and every one of the members of the WWE Universe, and he betrayed himself. Kofi listened and tilted his head, and Ziggler said there was only one reason Kofi is still champion. Somehow, magically, another video aired. It's like they cue these fucking videos. Like, I know I'm going to go out and do a video. Hey, done. Cue the video. So we're going back and forth with fucking video packages again. So, Graves went on to say this is why Ziggler needed a cage, because the video aired of Xavier Woods kicking Ziggler at Super Showdown. And Ziggler says that's not going to happen again. So Ziggler said at Stomping Grounds there will be nowhere for Kofi to run or hide because they will be locked in a cage. He then said the world will find out that Kofi can never beat him. Kofi said Ziggler kicked Xavier in the face earlier. Did you not think he was going to retaliate? Kofi asked. Out comes Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami said if Sami and KO had done what Xavier and Kofi did, everyone would be calling for justice. So the fans are hypocrites because they were okay with them doing the same thing to Dolph Ziggler. What that tells me is that these disgusting people don't care about justice. These people have no morals. You have no ethical code. All that matters to you is who you like and who you don't like. So there you go. Speaking the truth. Can't really blame Sami Zayn for saying what he said. He's right. We all act the same way, in the same way that he described. Now, he goes on to say that they're going to right the wrongs. He said KO and Sami enjoy every opportunity they get to beat up the New Day. Biggie says they enjoyed seeing Seth Rollins wear out his narrow behind with a chair. Kofi and Xavier yelled about him having no butt meat. Sami told them not to talk about his narrow butt. Yes, this is actually in the fucking promo, folks. Do not adjust your videos on YouTube. So the fans cheered for Seth's actions. So the fans are hypocrites because if he did it, then they wouldn't have cheered. Ziggler said the biggest hypocrite stands in the ring with the WWE title. No, the biggest hypocrite stands in the back in Gorilla monitoring this fucking show. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Big E said Kofi's title reign isn't about them. It's about a man who is willing to walk through fire to show he is the best at what he does. Kofi said Ziggler accuses him of taking the coward's way out, but at Stomping Grounds, he's going to kick ass and take names. And the name he's taking out is Dolph Ziggler. Ooh. I will forever remain. And then he gyrates, your WWE champion. It should have been me. Folks, I did not give a single solitary fuck about anything that was uttered here. I don't even know why I went over all that. You want to know what I do want to know? It's the simple fact that Biggie is back and Kevin Owens is standing right there looking at Biggie on the aisleway while Biggie is in the ring. What I would like to know is why nothing was mentioned about Biggie's attack weeks ago. The night that Dolph Ziggler attacked Kofi Kingston was the same night that Big E was attacked by a mystery assailant. And Big E in the back uttered, it was Kevin, it was Owens, it was KO, it was KO. So why weren't we brought to justice with this situation? Why wasn't this, that is clearly part of the storyline, brought up in this promo? Big E is back. He was attacked while injured by Kevin Owens, who's standing there on stage. Nothing was mentioned. Nothing was uttered. I don't understand it. Where's the payoff, folks? Mr. Creative people in WWE, where's the payoff? Are we going to get some conclusion to why Big E was attacked? Or who attacked Big E? The simplest of fucking storylines in pro wrestling, you cannot find a payoff for. Why was Big E attacked? Who attacked him? Unreal. Meanwhile, we're talking about fucking butt meat. Absolutely ridiculous. Get this title off of Kofi Kingston and put some seriousness behind the fucking title already. None of this means anything. Anything. Unreal. Aleister Black, sitting in a fucking dark room again. How many weeks is this now? What is this, like 7 weeks? This is the guy, the Dutch Destroyer. His nickname was the Dutch Destroyer. You'd think, with a nickname like that he would be seeking people's fucking attention. Now he's sitting on SmackDown Live in a fucking dark room talking to himself. So there's so much conflict in WWE and so little resolution. Says he wants to fight, but nobody is stepping up to the challenge. Well, everybody's fucking gone missing. Where is everybody? There's nothing but Shane McMahon left here. Said nobody is at his door. Maybe you should be fucking walking away from whatever door you're sitting in front of and go knock on Triple H's door. AH, can I come back? Please? When Ciampa comes back, I want to be there. He says they don't have to fight over trivial things like the love of a woman or another man of ideologies or turf. He asked someone who is off camera to open the door. So at least we now know he's not locked away. He opened the door. If he wanted to walk out that door, he could have simply walked out the fucking door. So the door opened. You see a big light shine on Aleister Black. He then yelled, "The door is wide open. Will somebody, anybody, please, I beg of you, please pick a fight with me?" He just continued to look at the door, take deep breaths, and he just stood there. You know what? I didn't think they could fuck up Aleister Black. I really didn't. It was a very simple fucking thing you had to do. You send this guy out there. He's the Dutch Destroyer. He seeks people's attention. All you need to do is send this guy out there swinging black masses to everybody's fucking jaw. Meanwhile, this guy, as talented as he is, former NXT champion, former fucking NXT elite, sitting in a blackened room, cutting promos on God knows what, waiting for someone to pick a fight with him. You know what? I'll pick a fight with you just for the simple fact that I don't want to see you in that fucking room again. I want to see you in the ring. You can black mass me for all I fucking care. I don't give a shit. I'll get my fucking head knocked into next week, but as long as you're not sitting in a fucking room wearing a buttoned up black polo or whatever the fuck you're wearing. Get him in the ring. I have a list of people that would be perfect for Aleister Black. One of them being Shinsuke Nakamura, the other one being Buddy Murphy, the other one being Randy Orton. Give me a fucking break here. 30 minutes of Shane McMahon, and Aleister Black is sitting in a fucking blackened room talking to himself. Unreal. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. This one went 7 minutes. Bayley went to the top rope, dropped an elbow drop, and that was it. That was it. I figured that this would have been a little bit better, but I didn't really give a shit about any of this because Alexa Bliss is a part of it. I don't give a shit. By the way, I don't like the fact that Nikki Cross came out to Alexa Bliss's music. That means to me that WWE finds no value in Nikki Cross and that she's simply paired with Alexa Bliss because fuck you. That's why. We don't have anything for Nikki Cross, so we're going to send Alexa Bliss out there because Alexa Bliss's music is going to get a big pop, and it's good for Nikki Cross to be associated with Alexa Bliss. Meanwhile, where's Nikki Cross's identity? You stripped all of her identity away. I don't know what the fuck she is or who she is, and now she's coming out to Alexa Bliss's music? Triple whammy. 3 strikes and you're out. There you go. Another NXT gem gone. Bayley wins. Thank God. Jinder was backstage with a crowbar and a referee. The box wasn't there anymore. The crate that R-Truth was in wasn't there. It's been moved, and the loading people were taking the crates to Los Angeles for Monday Night Raw. There you go. Truth is on his way to LA without any charge for airfare. Awesome. Kayla interviewed Apollo. Is he going by Apollo or Apollo Crews? I don't even know anymore. Another guy waiting for his contract to be up. He's gone. Whether he goes to All Elite, I don't give a fuck where he goes. All I know is that man wants to wrestle. Put him on any show he wants off of this one. So we seen a clip of Andrade beating up Apollo last week before Super Showdown. Apollo said maybe Andrade was trying to send Finn Balor a message, but he's not there as an afterthought, and he won't forget it. Sorry to tell you, Mr. Cruz, you are an afterthought because of Vince McMahon. Zelina Vega showed up and said that Andrade is already in a bad enough mood. So if you want Andrade, you can have Andrade. But I would advise you not to provoke Andrade, or else he'll make sure he never has a match ever again. Chad Gable walks in, cut his hair, and he is taking notes on a notepad. It looked like Chad Gable. I don't even know what the fuck he was doing there or why he was there. He just randomly showed up. Nobody in the audience knew who the fuck it was. I didn't even know who the fuck it was until Corey Graves said, "What is Chad Gable doing there?" New haircut, new look, new everything. He looked like a gas station attendant. He looked like a fucking supervisor at fucking Stop and Shop taking inventory. Oh, we don't have enough fucking Chex Mix on the counter. Or we don't have enough fucking bubble yum here by checkout. Or we don't have any Rice Krispies down aisle 8. The fuck? You take Chad Gable away from Bobby Roode to make him look like a fucking supermarket supervisor? Unreal. Another gimmick that will fail. Great. Main event. 6-man tag. Because why not? Every main event on SmackDown Live and Raw is some sort of tag team match. We have the New Day winning over the heels. Dolph was set up for the SOS. Ziggler broke free, raked Kofi's eyes. Sammy grabbed Kofi and held him in place for a super kick. Kofi broke free. Ziggler kicked Sammy by accident. Xavier Woods entered the ring and Ziggler super kicked him. Kofi then seen an opening and hit Trouble in Paradise on Ziggler. Then on Zayn. Covered Zayn for the 3 count. And that was it. That was it. Folks, I don't know how anyone enjoys this shit. I don't know how anybody could find any enjoyment out of these shows. Completely lifeless, completely forgettable. Nothing of importance happened tonight on SmackDown. Nothing of importance happened on Raw. And I'm going to take what Jesse, my buddy Jesse, texted me before I actually hit record here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to mention this in the weeks to come while we talk about Stomping Ground. Why, and I love that he mentioned this because I feel the same exact way, why are we inventing new pay-per-views for a pay-per-view calendar that doesn't have any of these shows hold any importance? We're creating new pay-per-views on a pay-per-view calendar when the pay-per-views that you put on and have established don't even mean anything as it is. I don't get it. In the day and age that we're living in, people should be focusing on the climate that is pro wrestling. People want pro wrestling. People don't want sports entertainment. People don't want comedy. People want pro wrestling. This is why AEW is a thing. And this is why AEW is going to be successful. Out of every fucking pay-per-view that you came up with to build towards, Stomping Ground, you couldn't give me a Bash at the Beach. You couldn't give me a Great American Bash. You couldn't give me a fucking King of the Ring, which books itself. Anything that lends itself to being something that we could find some comfort in. Meanwhile, we got Stomping Ground and no build and nothing but rematches that have periodically took place over the first 6 months of this year. A show in which I am looking forward to most, Heavy Machinery against Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. WWE should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And if they don't care, which clearly they don't, why the fuck am I? That's why I made a joke, mostly, of this entire review. I don't care. And this is not how I like to do business. This is not how I like to do my reviews. I like to sit here and go over what could be with a storyline, how this happened, why that happened, where they're going, where they're going next week, where I think the storyline as a whole is going. I can't do any of that. I haven't had the opportunity to do that with any main roster shows, and it fucking pains me. It pains me to know that these shows are booked, clearly, week to week, with absolutely nothing holding any of this together. Fucking terrible. I'm getting out of here, guys. social media. JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And please hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys check out the Ridge. Ridge.com/script. Code script at checkout for 10% off. And if you missed anything that I uploaded previously, Jon Moxley, Part 2, Off the Script, IWGP United States Championship, Super Showdown review. That was Part 1 of Off the Script. Monday Night Raw from last night, and the Off the Script extra that I did this afternoon, highlighting the Firefly Funhouse. Did Jon Moxley get mentioned indirectly on the Firefly Funhouse? We talk about that and all the happenings coming out of the Goldberg-Undertaker situation from Super Letdown in Saudi Arabia, man. I'm getting out of here. Again, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys right back here tomorrow for NXT. Brand new NXT tapings. Hopefully we'll get some fucking storylines that we can dive on into on Wednesday night. I'll talk to you guys later.